Z Money, what's up? If you're seeing this now, other than you and you, then the stream's already over. I got myself an M16 for 27. Ooh. So this thing needs cleaned or something. Dakota, what's up? So we got some new stuff that's going up for sale soon, but it has to be sold privately. Mine's the larger version of it. It's an 03 kit, or 03 SS. So we've got a Piranha X Bronco in S35. And I still need to find a price for this thing. So any of you that are interested in modern slip joints, that one's going up soon. I've got a Piranha X in 154 cm. It is damn near new other than a few scratches on the handle. There's no tax on private interactions or anything. And then a Piranha Rated X in 154 cm. The problem with this one, in my opinion, is it's 154 cm and brand new. They're 360 bucks. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to sell that one. I still need to talk to the owner on about these. See what he wants to get rid of them for. But these two blue ones are made in Idaho, and this one was made by Riot. Tabern, what's up? I don't know what we're doing today. I got bored. Yeah, there's clip position up here, down here, and then where it's at. 4 position pocket clip. This thing needs cleaned. So I guess that's what we're doing today. We're cleaning knives. Yeah. The M16 is a fine knife. I just wish they made it in a different blade shape. And it costs less. Needs sharpened too. I'll take care of that as well. I could see that giving Buck 110 vibes. I got mine on clearance at a Sportsman's Warehouse, which is why it was so cheap. So there aren't a whole lot of this model. The last one that sold on Arizona Custom Knives sold for $325, but it was in carbon fiber with carbon fiber inlays and titanium scales, not micarta like this one. So I have no clue what this one's going to be priced at. It's really hard to find anything about this model. I haven't found jack shit for the most part. Yeah, the M16 is a usable knife. Again, I just wish it was less expensive and had a better blade shape. My Sebenza's in the shop. It had some work done, and I couldn't afford to pick it up yet. Here pretty soon I'll have it back. I just don't have the money for it. Now I would take this thing apart to clean it. However, the spring on this thing is really strong, and I don't think I could get it put back together. Well, did you get your Sebenza back before you got fired? Okay, cool. Go ahead and continue. What's your excuse? Well, I agree that it's expensive. You still haven't told me how you got fired, though. Or at least what you got fired for. Oh, yeah, no, that's fair. Might affect future job opportunities, though. Yeah, I'll admit I probably would have decked him too. I just think that's dumb. You steal a knife from somebody, right? And then you continue to use it in that workplace that you stole it from. Do they not call previous employers over there? Interesting. I don't think it's worth it. I think a lawyer is going to cost you more than getting your Sabenza back, and you already got the Sabenza back, so why do it? Yeah, I don't usually stream this early. I just got bored and have nothing else to do. So we're cleaning a knife. Well, shit happens. There we go. Bronco is clean. 1:30 p.m. Well, let's get some oil on that micarta real quick. Sometimes I name the knives that bite me. Go ahead and darken up that micarta a little bit. Keep the water out. Oh yeah. Nice dark brown. And it'll wear over time. No, I don't get bit very often. Some of the knives that bite me, I end up selling anyway, because I can't afford to keep them. Like one of the ones that bit me the other day is still up for sale. I just can't afford to keep it, even though I don't want it to begin with. Like this one, that one bit me pretty good, but I can't afford to be keeping it, so it is up for sale. Yeah, I buy and sell a lot of knives. Speaking of, I'm probably going to take that Koenig down. From Blade Binge. There's a threshold number for you selling stuff on Blade Binge in which you have to pay taxes. I think the proper name for it is 6AL4V, but it's grade 5, whatever that means. Chris Reeve uses it, and most other American knife companies use that. And then there's T4, I think, which is some other type that the Chinese use in their knives. I don't know if there's a difference between the two other than the country. Well, having it made is going to cost quite a bit. Unless you just want to do like a one-off piece. Is it a liner lock? If it's a liner lock, you probably don't want titanium liners. Yeah, you won't want titanium liners. You get lock stick really bad when you use titanium. for liner locks. Super, super annoying. You have to carbonize the edge of the liner lock, and unless you have the tools for that, it's just not worth it. Like that one Emerson that I have didn't have that done. That's not a great idea either. If I were you, I'd pick something like low heat treated 420 J2. That seems to be common. .420 J2. It's softer than 420 HC. Less brittle. I don't know if it changes a whole lot though. Well, first you have CNC and then you have fitment. Fitment is going to be a big pain. All right. If you have large hands, that thing's pretty small. This one, 'cause that is a small knife. Oh. So who are you going to have make the blade? And then who are you going to have heat treat the blade? Who's going to grind the blade? A lot of questions. So we're going to take this thing apart and clean it. It's not in terrible condition, but it would just be smart to do. Do I have hex bits? In here? Maybe you're small enough? Ooh, you're too small. You're just right. Okay. I wish you luck on that. Hopefully it goes well. I just realized that these guys use the same clips as Chris Reeve knives. Did you look at that? What size clip? I don't know what you mean by that. There's no standardized clip size. I don't know, that's how they come from factory. Yeah, they use Chris Reeve pocket clips. That's funny. I never realized that. Or does Chris Reeve use their pocket clips? Ooh. T6 to take the clip off the M16. That's pretty common. If you could make it happen, I personally would pick T8. Yeah, that happens a lot. Bobrick, what's up? I should call up Piranha and ask if they do DLC coding or if it's some other coding. Aspen, how's it going? Just doing fine. Just trying to do some stuff here. Cleaning a Piranha X. Yeah, I started off with a bunch of cheap ass knives. A lot of stuff from genuinely from gas stations. That is how my collection started. Now it's mostly high dollar stuff, but you know, when when you've been doing this shit for closing in on 4 years, um, you know, collection grows quite quickly. Well, better question for you. What do you consider budget? $50 to $100? Well, let me think. Because when I'm spending that much, I want the best bang for my buck. I don't want, you know, cheap materials. Well, the Penguin isn't 50 to 100 though. Oh, no, yeah, you're right. The Penguin in S90V. While it was still around, I don't know if they still make it or if you can find one, but the Buck 112 Pro or Buck 112 Slim Pro, it's in S30V, and while they were being phased out, they ended up being like 60 something bucks. And you get really good heat treated S30V for under 100 bucks. It was quite an impressive thing, to be honest. Yeah, you could get the Buck 110 Slim, but I went with the 112 because I have smaller hands. When you compare it to the Buck 110, things just don't look right. And it's not super comfortable to me. The 112 is. Um, I don't know if they still make it though. And then they had the Buck 112 TRX, Slim Pro TRX. And that one was an S45, I think. Not 100% sure on that. But yeah, the Slim series from Buck, definitely some of the best bang for your buck knives out there. No pun intended. Okay. Yeah, my cat's doing fine. Okay, so I think I've cleaned everything on the knife now. So now we gotta start putting it back together. Use a little bit of grease with that. Okay. Now I would think that should be enough. Yeah. It's not like I'm 100% against Chinese knives or something. I'd rather push you towards an American-made knife, but I'm not going to say that Chinese knives are bad. Because then I'm sitting there lying to you for no reason. Oh, damn it. Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, that was easy. I think I'd probably own one of these, to be honest, if they made them in better steels. I am a wee bit of a steel snob, so the blade steel matters to me more than it should. There we go. I sold most of my gas station knives. Damn. Fires like a rocket right there. I couldn't go back to gas station knives now. Once you get a taste of the high life, it is really hard to go back. Especially with how little I have to sharpen things nowadays. I don't know. Not very. It's sunny outside. It's probably warmer than 32. Ooh, it's 34. I don't know, I feel like something's off. No, it has a little bit of blade play, and I don't think it did before. So we're probably going to have to take it apart again. And maybe it did before. I probably should have paid attention to that, but... What green tool? I'll be honest, I don't pay much attention to CRKT. I've been disappointed in a lot of their stuff. The only impressive thing I think they came out with this year was a crossbar lock M16. And even then, it's still made in China, and it's in D2. Then they came out with the Balisong M16. That whole idea to me was just dumb. And it's $300. I understand. It's in Magna Cut. It's made in the US. Oh my gosh. Well, why not just make the standard version of the M16 in the US? I'm not forgetting anything. There's just nothing else in here. So why is it that it has blade play? Can I put a washer in there? Well, that's probably too big. The Buck 101, I don't know what that is. Yes, I'm a very picky person. Let go, damn it. There's no way the Buck 110's $100 now. Last year it was 65. How the hell do they expect to get away with that? Okay, so it's just naturally going to have a little bit of blade play. Not a ton, but a little bit. Less than it did, which I find weird. I'm not going to say that the Buck 110's a $40 knife. It's still made in the US, and it actually has decent quality control. Benchmade, that's just Benchmade. They're something different. I'd say the Buck 110 is a great $50 knife. And Strider's just Strider. That's kind of the way that they are. You know, it's a veteran-owned company and blah, 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 blah. So we're going to put a little bit of lubricant on that. And then we're going to put that in. I find one of those is far too expensive for me. I'm sure you can guess which one. If you can't guess which one's too expensive, let me put it to you this way. I have quite the large knife collection. I don't have a girlfriend. Okay. Oh, that's what happened. Okay. Yeah, no, that adds up. I think you can. Spyderco is hard to beat, but this year they are raising prices of things. And we'll see how bad they do. But Benchmade rose their prices by quite a bit again. Well, what knives are you looking at that you've been disappointed with? Not that I'm trying to give them an excuse, I'm more just curious. A lot of people have brought that up, that the American made side of things is lacking lately. damn, it hurts to hold this thing in place. Come on, damn it. Get off there. Of course the spring drops. Nice. Yeah, can't say I'm surprised by that one. Oh. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I can't help you with that one, Tony. I've got an idea of what company is going to think it's a good idea first, though. Benchmade. Benchmade's based out of Portland, right? I think you can see where this is headed. Maybe Leatherman. I'm talking about any company in general who might think it's a good idea. Finally. I think the only knife that is almost worth how much it costs is the Griptilian. It was almost worth the 160 too. Back when they had it priced at 160. What knife is in S35 that they're selling for 600? And why haven't I heard more people complaining about it? I didn't know they used S35. Wee knife? I could expect that from Wee knife, actually. Well, I assume he's talking to me. Pretty strong assumption, though. I wonder if Piranha's hiring. The Benchmade Freak. You're sorry for what? I don't like cold steel. Well, if you're thinking about buying a Piranha and you're in the US, these two will be up for sale soon. This one needs some work done to it, but thing's kind of hard to open and close. They look like pause shop knives. I don't know what a pause shop is. I assume you meant pawn shop, but I'm going to take you at face value. Gas station knives. How dare you? It's a damn near $200 knife. Made in Idaho. This company is more of one of them if you know kind of deals. Not everybody knows about these guys. Ground Fog, what's up? Another in Twin Falls. Oh, do they not have a website? Yeah, they're autos. It has not snowed. These will both be up for sale here pretty soon, though. My main problem is I don't think I can move this one. This one I can probably move, though. I just took that one apart and cleaned it. Oh. They do have a website. Yeah, I thought they were in Caldwell, not Twin Falls. If they weren't in Twin Falls, I'd apply for a job, but... Oh, they're in Bull. Even better. Pretty sure that's further away. Not what I was going for. Yep. You'd be surprised that's not an uncommon thing. Because apparently guns are less scary than knives. Agreed. Hmm. That would be an interesting thought. I didn't think about that until just now. No, that's fine. Not everybody's interested in autos. Gonzo, you'll find this interesting. Or at least you might find this interesting. Look at this knife and tell me what you think about it. Well, in the state you live, that's stupid. No, but tell me what you find interesting about it, because there's one part of this that I find extremely interesting. And you might not have noticed until I bring it up. And you probably wouldn't notice it until you take it apart, either. Well, there's two things that are interesting, but one main one. No. You're not sure? Yeah, it's a piranha. They're both piranhas. This one is too. Gonzo, I'll show you. You'll see it here in just a sec. It'll make perfect sense. So I'm going to hold it like this. Then I'm going to hold this like this. And you may notice something very interesting. Yes. They use Chris Reeve pocket clips. I didn't know that. I'm doing fine. How about yourself? Still trying to get rid of this this small and cozy, but yeah, I didn't know that they use the same pocket clips. And the funny thing is, this one does too. So now we have the question, do they use the same size screw heads too? Yep. Fun. Well, good. That's weird that you can't buy them. I was just thinking a better idea would be have one of your friends from another state or something buy one and then take it apart and ship it to you in 2 shipments. That way you don't have to go through all the work of finding parts. Finding parts separate is not easy. Anyway, yeah, if anybody's interested in this thing, 380 takes it. That includes shipping. Nice. Comes with box and papers. Oh, my back. Fuck. Oh, this chair sucks. Box, all the tools, and papers as well. But yeah, I found that really interesting. I didn't know that they had that they used the same pocket clips until today. I think that they deserve some respect. The stupid shit that people do with their knives and they make it through, they've earned a certain level of respect from me. Now this one I will likely take apart. However, again, neither of these two are mine. And this one I won't be taking apart. I have one pry bar. And I rarely pry things, but I do have it on me at all times. Because one of these days I'm going to have somebody asking me for a knife. And then they're going to be trying to pry with it. The knives I carry lately haven't been below $200. Now, I'm not going to hand a $200 knife to somebody and then they go off and decide that they want to start prying on shit with it, because that's not what it's made for. Made for cutting things. I've stopped handing my knives to almost anybody. For one reason or another, my shit's sharp, and you know, you'd think the guy's a knife collector. Of course his knife's going to be sharp. Well, you don't know what sharp is until it passes through something quicker than you thought it would. And then you're stuck there bleeding like an idiot because when I told you it was sharp, you didn't take that as at face value. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you and say it's not sharp. When I do sharpening for people, I tell them, this is likely going to be the sharpest knife you've ever held. Treat it like it is. Chris, what's up? My back hurts. Other than that, we're doing fine. Nope, it is sunny outside with no clouds. I'm in Idaho. I'm not in the southern states or in the path of anything for the most part. It's just kind of, usually we get about a foot by now, and we haven't gotten any snow. Yes, I know I'm starting on the 1000 grit. I want to remove material slowly. I promise you guys, when I'm going on the freeway, slowly is not the best speed. I'll admit, this is a solid heat treat for S35, though. Might move down a grit. Down to the 400 side of this. It is moving a little slower than I want it to. Don't tell me chat's been broken the whole time. Nope. Well, sometimes when people stop talking, what actually happened was it just stopped displaying messages for me. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes chat's just quiet. Fishy Fingers, what's up? Appreciate it. It is dry as a bone outside. There is nothing going on out there. I forgot, I'm trying to pull a burr quickly. Why do I have this thing wet? See, here it's almost like we just skipped winter. Other than it's kind of cold. It's not like wintry cold though. It's just like a cold fall, and that's about it. Jake, what's up? Oh, nice. I need to make some banana bread. Beautiful. Glad to hear it. I was gonna ask how they were doing, and then I forgot. I've got some new stuff coming out soon. And also, I should be able to drop the price on that Koenig by quite a bit. But I think I'm gonna take it off Blade Binge. And my reason for that is taxes. Maxilla, what's up? Welcome back. There we go. So now we move up from 400 grit dry to 400 wet. There is a difference, by the way. Well, it's priced at $850 right now. And I agree that it's too much, but you know, I'm trying to get the most out of it that I can for the guy who wants it sold. He has a certain number in mind. And I would like to meet that number. And then exceed it a little bit so that I can make a little bit of money on it. At the moment, we're just sharpening Piranha X Bronco. Oh, my back. Oh, fuck. Which Benchmade did I sell you? I don't remember anything, to be honest. I know I sold you a Carruthers. Oh, the Mini Adonis, yeah. I'm sad I lost money on that. I lost a lot of money on that, too. course it feels good in the hand. Wouldn't be in my top 10 if I didn't think it was comfortable. Well, I think I sold it to you for around 130. This is a Piranha X Bronco. There aren't a ton of them out there, and I've only seen two that sold on the secondary. It's S35 VN titanium slip joint with micarta inlays. Well, it's a nice knife. It's just, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find somebody who's interested in a slip joint. I'm pretty sure I can find somebody. Well, here's the thing. The last one of these that sold in 2023 sold for 325 bucks. But it had carbon fiber inlays. I haven't confirmed a price with the owner. We're still working on that. And the one that sold before that sold for 200 in 2021. And as I was saying earlier, it is made by Riot, so it does have some solid quality control there. And it has a strong spring. Stronger than I like. So I go at an angle. Spring steel is steel that's used in springs. Usually pretty shock resistant. I go at an angle because it benefits pull cutting. So when you're cutting towards, like, this way, you get a better cut. The way I sharpen isn't for push cuts. I do it because it adds teeth in a better way, in my opinion. But also because that's how I learned how to sharpen, and I'm too far in my opinion, to change my habits. There's no bad thing that I'm doing. I'm not doing anything that won't benefit it anyway. But I already have um, a way that I do things, and I don't think I can change it at this point. Paper towel. Yes, paper towel. Just the weight of the knife. Beautiful. I'll admit, if it had a softer spring, I'd probably keep that thing. I'd buy it for myself. Lots of practice. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know if I can do this closing thing one-handed. Don't want to get hurt, but ugh. Hate to get my finger closed in there. It is a strong spring. Evil Twin, what's up? So I'm going to say that that's sharp enough. I don't think I can go any further on S35. It's already doing paper towels with no effort, so we'll probably leave it at that. So this one sold. 200 bucks. Gave me what I wanted for it. The pretty table isn't for sale. I'm gonna say that could be sharper. This one's got quite a steep angle. I don't really want to sharpen it. I don't think that was enough. I can feel a burr on there. Nope. Will it cut paper? It cuts paper disappointingly. No, this kind of sharpness doesn't last very long. However, if you sharpen it properly, it will stay relatively sharp for extended periods of time. Soft 3V tends to, or soft steels have really, really shitty burr removal. Which it wouldn't surprise me if it was soft because it could handle doing that. Anyway, because these knives are going up for sale, I do want them sharp, properly sharp. One of my kitchen knives is in 3CR, and if you use it for anything, it goes from paper towel sharp to piece of paper sharp. Nope, not trying to do that. Holy shit, that's steep. Ooh, cool. Hit the whole thing. Reprofiling that wasn't too bad. I reprofiled my sander and it took like 30 minutes. It wasn't that bad. I'm still kind of irritated with that company, by the way. Oh, I don't do convex, so Okay, I might have to reprofile this on the 120, and I don't want to do that. Well, 4116 sucks, so I wouldn't be concerned about edge stability. I mean, what do you plan on doing with it? It's a resin bonded diamond stone. And 4116 sucks compared to 8CR. That should tell you something right there. Well, D2 is good if heat treated properly. Benchmade just dropped some kitchen knives too. Doesn't mean they're worth the $700 to $900 they're asking. Well, that did pretty good. Left more marks than I wanted, though. I don't usually use nicknames for companies. Well, D2 isn't stainless, so that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I was debating on whether I wanted my first design in Magna Cut or Magna Max, but I think that better toughness would be a better idea. The question is, see, I don't know the toughness of Magna Cut at 63 to 64, uh, the way that it's got great edge retention. I know it loses toughness once you get up to that high, but the edge retention is pretty damn good. So my thought was, if Magnamax at 61 to 62, where it seems like he's saying it should be, is better than Magna Cut at 63 to 64, I'm likely going to choose that if I can get my hands on it. Because it's supposed to have the toughness of S35, and I've heard good things about that toughness, but I've never tested it myself. You can also rust a knife with lemon. Gotta be careful. I'm gonna look that Magnamax stuff up real quick. Well, let my hands take a break. I want to know the toughness of it. So it's... No shit. Okay. So then probably run for Magnamax at 62, 61 to 62 HRC. Because Magnamax at 61 to 62 is the same as MagnaCut at 65. And just slightly worse than MagnaCut at 63, 64. So but you get such a higher, you get so much more edge retention out of that. Well, Vanax is extremely stainless. Magnamax and MagnaCut are like on the brink of stainless. Claim wise. Like, mm. And Magnamax at, holy shit, at 65 HRC has better edge retention than K390, ZDP 189, and S110V. It's in the top 10. Yeah. It's 10th in edge retention at 65 HRC. Which leaves me with another question. 64, 63, 62. It's dead on with K390 at 62. And dead on with ZDP 189. So yeah, I think running it at 62 is probably best option. Hey, that's not a toy. It's a real knife. It's just a garbage knife. I have it on the table. I'm just currently sharpening stuff, so I don't want to grab it right now. This stuff's hard. Like a high heat treat hard. Unfortunately, I haven't done anything with Vanax yet. be sharp as shit when I'm done, though. I gotta find out who said that. There's a quote that I like that whoever it was, they said the reason why people like carbon steel so much is because they suck at sharpening. Or the reason why people prefer carbon over stainless. Well, it makes perfect sense to me. You know, people like 1095 because it gets a really sharp edge really quick. But if you suck at sharpening, it makes sense. Why would you want anything harder than that? That's why I enjoy playing with stuff like Maximate, Rex 121, 15V, is because I'm pretty decent at sharpening. And I'm not afraid to play with expensive steels like that. Oh, but if you use it wrong, it'll snap. Yeah, but I don't use it wrong, so it won't snap. Sure, but I don't like laying it down. It hurts my wrist. Like going anything below 15 hurts my wrist. Especially for extended periods of time, which when you're reprofiling to 12 degrees, that's going to take a while. So I'll stick to my roughly 20-degree angle that I use for everything, and I'll be happy with it. Oh, but it takes a way sharper edge. Sure, and that edge doesn't last. It's the same thing with the claim that obsidian knives are the sharpest knives ever and shit. And yeah, they're sharp as shit, but after that first cut, they don't do anything beneficial. I don't like 1095, period. It doesn't hold an edge worth a damn. And nobody's going to heat treat it high enough to where it does. Because if you do, then it loses all of its toughness that it's known for. So you get one option. You know, it's either you get decent edge retention, not good, decent edge retention, or you get decent toughness. It's not really great at anything. Except rusting. It's really good at rusting. Sen, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, I don't usually stream at this time. Yeah, it's great at being cheap. I guess you're right on that. But it's also great at rusting, so why would I want that? Like 15V rusts pretty easily, but 1095 rusts worse. So why not just do 15V? Oh, because it's expensive and blah, blah, blah. Well, still. Appreciate you tuning in from work. Don't be losing your job over me, though. When anybody sells anything in 1095, I won't be buying it. Except a case. If I can get a case for cheap enough, I'll buy it. And the only reason why is those things look kind of cool with the patina on them. Well, glad to hear you're not going to get fired over watching some dude on YouTube. Oh, this is going to take a little bit longer. We're almost there. I hate reprofiling shit because of how long it takes. And I have laundry to do. And I gotta clean the front room. Oh, well, there you go. There is nothing that 1095 does that 14C can't do. Except rust. Like, you guys might not get this, but I've taken a peek into the production side of things. Getting 14C instead of 1095 is going to be like an extra $3 a knife. it's not going to be that much more expensive. And somehow, Case gets away with that shit. Oh, but it's an American-made traditional knife. Fuck you. They're cheaping out on you and you're letting them. I don't do serrated stuff. I won't touch it. So it is not me that you want answering that question. I'm fine with a solid traditional, you know, but I want like a medium spring and a good steel. The only reason I don't like this one is because it has too strong of a spring. Everything else, I'm pretty happy with. It's a solid knife. Modern materials with titanium. I don't like micarta either. I probably would have gone with carbon fiber myself, but there are companies that make serrated sharpening stuff, and I have no clue who. Um, I don't sharpen serrated stuff, so I can't answer that question for you. I'm sure Worksharp makes something, but I am not your guy when it comes to serrated stuff. God, we're finally apexing. Yeah, no problem. I try to help when I can, but sometimes I am unable to help. I think the Worksharp field sharpener has a thing for serrated stuff, but I can't guarantee that. Check online. You may get stuff cheaper online than you will in store. I think the field sharpener is supposed to be like $40, but I've never bought one, so I don't think 1095 should be used for knives anymore. It's outdated. It's been outdated for decades. Shit, 154 cm started being used in knives in the 70s. So did D2. But for some reason, people decide that they want garbage. 14C came out in 2009. That should have been the Magna Cut for its time, and it just wasn't. And I think the reason why is because Sandvik worked directly with Kershaw on that one, and they didn't allow anybody else to use it. Oh, dude, this thing's gonna be nasty sharp. Take a step up to 1800. I don't think it is the naming, because I'm pretty sure 8CR13 MOV's been used for a long time, and that's a lot more confusing than 14C28N. Well, people hate it now, but back in 2009, it was a big deal. Oh, the edge on this thing's beautiful. China cut. Well, 8CR13, the numbers and letters stand for something. The 8 means 0.8% carbon. CR13 is 13% chromium. MO means added molybdenum, and then V means added vanadium. think I'll go for 3,000, but I don't think it's going to take it very well. And you're right, it is basically OS 8, but it isn't OS 8 because it's not made in Japan by the company that makes OS 8. Well, it's definitely sharp now. Paper towel sharp. Yeah, paper towel sharp. Beautiful. Something like that. I don't really like automatic knives most of the time. This thing's pretty decent, but my only problem with it is the steel. Not that it's a bad steel, but I just want more. I just want better stuff. 154 cm is my favorite steel, which is what this thing's made out of. But lately, I just kind of want the higher end stuff. So, well, damn. If you just go in right past it and do a pull cut. Ooh. I'm gonna try and do a swirly cut. Oh. Can't do it on camera, but well, it didn't do great, but it didn't do terrible. Oh, it's sharp. N690 shouldn't have started as a knife steel, honestly. Especially for how high that stuff's priced. That shit makes no sense. I don't know how they get away with that shit. And why people keep buying it. It's not even good. It has no redeeming qualities for the price. It doesn't have great edge retention. It doesn't have great stainless properties. It doesn't have great toughness. Why pay for it? Only excuse I can come up with is people think that they're buying M390. Or they think, oh, it's got a similar name to M390. So it must be, or it's got a bigger number than M390, so it has to be better. They'd be wrong, but well, anyway, that one's done. It's a pretty clean knife for big fingers. Man, it's the camera angle, I swear. I don't know what it is about cameras, but like they make everybody look huge. My hands do not look that big. There's something about it where it just looks way fatter than it really is. Anyway, really quick, I'm going to take this thing apart and clean it. And then probably going to head out so I can go clean the front room before guests show up. Because, you know, we all do that. Oh shit, someone's coming over today. Gotta clean up. Well, I clean up more often than just when somebody's coming over. I just clean better when someone's coming over. My favorite steels are And this isn't a bandwagon thing. I just like them because of the performance. 154 cm is because it's a great all-around steel. MagnaCut because it's a great all-around steel. And Maximate because of the insane edge retention. I get that there's a whole bandwagon with the MagnaCut thing, but I like it because of the performance. It has nothing to do with other people's opinions on it. Never tried Vanitas 8. I should, I just haven't. Y'all gotta keep in mind, I am broke. Like, I'm excited that Millet is dropping the Overland in MagnaCut. I'm gonna say Maximate. However, I can't afford it. Can I upgrade this with this? Maybe. Maybe not. Never mind. See, I don't like 440C because nobody heat treats it properly. I've got some Rex 121. I haven't carried it yet enough to have an opinion. I can only give opinions on things that I've carried. Like I was saying, 440C, I don't like it because nobody heat treats it properly. Supposedly, it can get great edge retention. But when everybody's heat treating it to 57 HRC, you're not going to see the performance that it could have. I'm not going to say M390 is boring. It's a good steel. It's just another one of those things where people are like, oh, you like M390 because blah, 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 blah likes it. And no, it's a good steel. It's the same thing with MagnaCut. People think that you like it because it's the hip new thing to do nowadays. But and there's another thing about M390. If it's not heat treated well, you're not going to get that performance. It can be everywhere. But if everybody sucks at heat treating it, then it's not going to be a good steel. And even then, it's probably only brittle when it's heat treated wrong. I'm sure at 60 HRC, that shit would be fire. But with everybody heat treating it to 58 and below, you're not going to see anything good from it. I get that. MagnaCut is expensive. Yeah, 62 to 63 is about where I'd want my M390. I still haven't had breakfast. And it's 4 o'clock. Sounds to me like breakfast ain't gonna happen. I've never seen 440C have issues like that. Partly because I don't own a whole lot of it. I don't know if I own anything in 440C, now that I think about it. But since I run everything at like 20 degrees, it'd probably be fine. So you know what I didn't know about this knife? This knife is the CRKT Thero. It's designed by TJ Schwartz. You know, cool. Um, but Millet makes the same knife. Kind of like the Overland. They make the same knife, just way more expensive. That's probably another problem. You know, if you want that performance, it's going to come at a risk. And if you're being an idiot with your knife, then something's going to happen. Well, I don't know what kind of stuff you make anyway, so in my opinion, it doesn't really matter there. If you said you won't do it, then you won't do it. But I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't ask for 440C anyway. There are so many better steels out there. Oh yeah, and I won't do the customer's always right. That's stupid. A better way of looking at it, in my opinion, is a lot of customers are stupid. I'm not saying that none of their opinions matter. What I am saying is a lot of their opinions are really dumb. And it isn't worth worrying about. Woohoo, liability forms. Oh, you want this knife design and this steel? How hard do you want it? Okay, you want it that hard? Well, here's a liability form. I know that this steel has issues at that hardness. You're not taking my advice, so I want you to sign this so that I don't have to deal with your bullshit later when there's issues with it. Well, I have a bit of a bias towards MagnaCut because my most expensive knives are in MagnaCut. I've just been happy with the performance though, so I should get some Magnum X. Test it. Decide on whether I like it or not. Crewware isn't stainless. I'll be honest, I don't mess with much stuff that isn't stainless. So I'll agree with you there. It's not that the area has a lot of humidity, it's just that I don't like stuff that isn't stainless. Arguably, probably going to be either similarly priced or more expensive than MagnaCut. It's new, like really new. Just came out kind of thing. I mean, I know Spyderco dropped it a little bit ago, but they're Spyderco and they always do shit like that. Sure, I had my 15V rust a little bit. My Maximate never did, though, which I found kind of interesting. No, Crewware isn't. But none of the super premium steels, in my opinion. Well, that's not true. I was gonna say none of them are how do you say non-stud? You get it, non-stainless. But you know, there's Crewware, there's 15V. Oh, I like plowing things. You get what I mean? Snow? Nah, that's too cold. Well, D2 is a semi-stainless. It's 12% chromium, and to be considered stainless, it usually has to be 13%. So it's like right there on the edge. But if you have it bead blasted, it's going to suck. Yeah, I've been tempted to try out some of that stuff. And real quick, we'll go ahead and sharpen this one. This one should only be a few passes. I think it is. That's the one I've been wanting to try. Although it's really expensive, and I don't know why. Whoa, what was that? The fuck? What sharpener is what for? I suppose this is going to take a little longer than expected. You know, I think I'm just going to sharpen this to an angle that I want it at. Sounds like I got a package. Nope, not a new one. Let's swap stones again. Go down a grit to the 120, reprofile, and then bring it back up to the 400. That way this shit doesn't take forever. Probably just a regular diamond stone. $440. You don't really need anything special. Yeah, the stuff that I usually use, if you look up SATC 400/1000 on Amazon, that's what I use normally. It's like $23. Okay, one side's done. Okay, other side's done. Back to 400 grit. I hate 440A. I can't stand that shit. I've never had 440A heat treated worth a damn. I mean, it's the same thing as 7CR. But yeah, I've never had that shit heat treated worth a damn. The only company I've ever gotten 440A from is Gerber. And Gerber sucks at heat treating shit. Yeah, I knew you were talking about Poker Magnum. They do a lot of stuff in 440, not 440A. I wouldn't call myself an expert either. I don't have 10,000 hours in this shit. Well, sure, but I've been doing YouTube for 3 years and I've been collecting for 3.5, so. I still wouldn't consider myself an expert. Beautiful. Paper towel sharp. Now to loosen it up a little bit so that it actually flips open. Okay. So if you're interested in getting a more expensive version of this knife, Millet does it. The name of the knife is the Torrent, when it comes from them anyway. It's like $400 though, so. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream there. Appreciate you guys watching. Sen, it's nice to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you in here before. Aspen, you have a great one. Bobrick, you as well. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a great rest of your night, day, morning, whatever it is. Dude, what? I'll answer your dude real quick, and then I'm going, because I have other stuff that I need to do. And I planned on a 1-hour stream, and it's been 3.5. Yep, happy to help when I can. Nothing for the dude thing? Okay. So yeah, we'll see you guys later. Have a good one.